I usually have like a ton of them in black,
Mhm.
and then like I got a set that's multicolored that I use for a score study when I need to, and then yeah. All right, I think this is all good. I think we're ready to go. Are you ready to go?
I think I'll have to be.
Okay, and do you smell what the rock's cooking? Okay, let's go. Oh no, no, wrong one.
Oh no!
Oh, welcome back to Jedi Enclave. I'm Daniel.
And this is why we have a producer most weeks.
Yeah, wow, I just totally biffed that. The thing is, if you come back,
No, you have to leave that in now.
yeah, no, I will. That's well. What are we doing? Oh yeah, Jedi Enclave
Podcast,
presents
yes.
the This Is Podcasting podcast. I'm Daniel.
I'm Chris.
This is your weekly podcast about Star Wars and Star Wars accessories. Thank the maker. So we spent the last several weeks complaining about how there was no Star
There
Wars
was no
news.
Star Wars. There was at the very least House of the Dragon, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Now the handoff is that I am desperately depressed that show is over.
Because it'll be at least a year before you get more.
Now, it will be 2 years. It will be at least 2 years. So we were going to take the week off because we have been spending the last 8 weeks of our lives doing in-depth, scene-by-scene reviews and discussions about House of the Dragon. And it was like, it'd be really nice to take a week off. And then that week just happened to be when D23 dropped a bunch of Star Wars centric, very important news, including a badass Ahsoka Season 2 trailer, and a bunch of other stuff, and then like a bunch of MCU news, including the Avengers Doomsday like special look or whatever that was.
It's a trailer.
Yeah. And then also like Lanterns premiered this week, which turns out that actually is really good. And so we decided, just for you, the view, all 5 of you watching the podcast every week, we've decided we would put our 1 week vacation on hold. And here we are to deliver unto you the wealth of Star Wars things and other things.
Some things that aren't Star Wars at all.
Yeah. So, however, a lot of stuff this week is Star Wars. So while you're here, if you could, go give us a like on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Kick, and Discord, and like and share, and it's all the stuff you can do for free that helps us out that won't cost you
all the internet.
That'd be really great. So let's break down real quick what the broad strokes of D23 for Star Wars was, right?
Okay.
We have a release date for Ahsoka Season 2.
Yes.
And it's going to be January 20th, which actually doesn't feel that far away since we're kind of getting into fall now. And so we were supposed to get it in December.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're getting it just in January doesn't feel like they've actually pushed it that far.
So it's not that big of a
I'm
delay.
pretty sure they only pushed it like a month. So I'm not sure what the big deal was there. There was a lot of stuff, or they had panels and everything about Star Wars Starfighter, and so that was happening. Mandalorian Grogu. This is something we won't get into like super in depth, but will reach Disney Plus September 2nd.
Okay.
And they're also doing a behind the scenes podcast and separate like Lego special. They dropped a trailer for that we'll talk about here in a second, for the Mandalorian, the Lego Star Wars The Mandalorian, which save your disappointment. We'll talk about when we get there. In addition to an announcement on the X-Men cast, a trailer for Vision Quest, a trailer for Avengers Doomsday, just a bunch of just batshit crazy stuff that like all happened all at once. And so we're going to be talking about it. I'm going to switch over to our little slideshow. Yeah, because I will say, okay, so like a year ago, this like random 14-year-old started hanging out with us, and I think now legally I've adopted him on accident.
It sounds really sketchy when you say it that way.
I was talking about, okay, so I was streaming Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast last night, which another banger, by the way.
Good game.
I fucking love that game. Have you played all the way through it?
Yes.
I'm on the Doomsgiver, the ship that and you're like hurtling through hyperspace and you have to like shut it down and everything. and there were a bunch of people kind of showed that aren't viewers of the channel really. They just kind of like discovered us, and then one of them was like, "Hey, do you know about John Williams, the guy that wrote the music for Star Wars?" And I was like,
"Buddy, let me tell you.
Let me tell you. Like, if you're gonna pick one thing other than Star Wars that I can speak on with any kind of expert authority, it's like John Williams."
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up having this whole talk about the music from Star Wars and film scores and everything, and about some of these like older video games that were a lot of fun to play. Because the one that I played a lot was Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Academy when I was in high school, like early high school, and how like the online community for that game was like there was a lot of online stuff. There were a lot of like custom made maps and stuff, and how I was a part of this like little RP like role playing group, where we would pretend to be Jedi, and how fun it was. And then I said, in retrospect, looking back, there were some of those guys that shouldn't have been just hanging out with a 14-year-old on their own. And then I started thinking, well, shit, we have a 14-year-old just like hangs out with us all the time. So I made sure like, so no one's allowed to DM him or anything, and no one's allowed to talk to him unless other people are in the voice chat. Because we care about, I don't necessarily mind. We want to make sure people who discover us, which is how I think probably he did, but we try to protect them if they're of an age. But anyway, all that saying, I'm pretty sure I've accidentally adopted this kid. He's with us now. His name is Graham, and Graham, that's where you're supposed to say hello.
Hi guys.
Okay. There he is.
Yeah, good for you. Okay. So he's going to be here to talk a little bit about
Star Wars.
All this shit.
The trailer specifically and stuff. So I've got a bunch of screen grabs from this, and now that I've had the chance to, like, I've watched this trailer like 3 times. I've just incidentally been watching season 1 on the weekends with John, just because we need something on the TV when we don't have anything to do. And I'm pretty sure I've kind of figured out what's going on in this trailer a little bit, kind of what they're doing with the story. I have a lot of thoughts about it. I'm going to open up by saying that we talked at length, probably more than a year ago, about this inside baseball thing that was being discussed at Lucasfilm about how Dave Filoni, or how Jon Favreau was going to be doing this Mandalorian tie-in thing where he was going to be bringing all the Disney Plus live action things together into one thread. Not Acolyte, because that was a little earlier in the timeline, but like your Mandalorian, your books of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew, and that never materialized because Ahsoka season 1 happened, and people kind of liked it, and so they're like, well, if we made 1 and people will pay money for it, we should make 2. Yeah, we should make 2
because that's how Hollywood thinks.
And as a result, what probably ended up happening was they were like, well, you're going to convert your idea to also Bob Iger took back Disney in the interim after COVID and everything, and was like, guys, we're kind of done with live action TV shows. I want to do films again. And so they're like, you need to convert this to what ended up becoming The Mandalorian and Grogu, which had nothing to do with pulling all the different threads together and stuff, and which was at best a mid Star Wars movie.
Yeah, it was sort of a season of The Mandalorian just compressed into a movie.
Into 2 hours, yeah. Right. I am pretty sure that this idea that we kept hearing about of pulling all the threads and stuff together, this is what they're doing it in. I think it's going to be Ahsoka season 2, and I think that they're probably going to make a 3rd season as well. Also, worth saying that this is the last remaining Disney live-action show for Star Wars.
Huh.
There are no others because Acolyte got canceled.
Yeah. Mandalorian is
finished, presumably, yeah. And because Jon Favreau said he had a script for season 4, which I think got turned into the movie, yeah. And like we're obviously not going to get any more Book of Boba Fett, and
because it bombed,
right? And because it was kind of bad,
yeah.
Right?
I mean, it bombed because it was bad.
Yeah, there were some parts of it that were cool, but so I'm pretty sure this is where we're going. The other thing too, before we get into it too much, is that it seems like Dave Filoni is looking to do the it's like poetry it rhymes thing with Timothy Zahn's original Thrawn series.
Okay.
Which we'll talk about here in a second when we get into this. Have you read those?
No.
Really?
Really?
We should do a Star Wars book club because people love to have rose-colored glasses about the original expanded universe.
Many of them are bad.
A lot of them are really bad. Timothy Zahn's trilogy is not one of the ones that are bad. It's really good. Also, Kevin J. Anderson's Call of the Champions series was really, really good too. But it seems like he is kind of doing stuff kind of like that original trilogy, but like replacing some parts piecemeal with it, which I will explain here in a second. So, real quick, what did you think of the trailer?
I thought it was good. More Hayden Christensen than I expected to see.
Yeah. So we knew that Hayden Christensen was going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think they confirmed Ahsoka season 2, and it was before Kathleen Kennedy retired, where she's like on her way out the door, she's like, "Oh, there'll be way more Hayden Christensen," and like slams the door and runs. So we knew Hayden Christensen was going to be in it. There are some notable absences that I've been complaining about a lot that we will also talk about. But let's get into it. It would appear to me that they are picking straight up from where Ahsoka season 1 ends.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. And the trailer opens with a lot of these shots on Dathomir. So what I'm envisioning has happened is Thrawn has shown up.
Mm-hmm.
Ezra made it back to the New Republic fleet, warns them about Thrawn. It was like, holy shit, you guys have no idea. Like, it's real bad.
We are so fucked.
And I think the New Republic fleet goes to Dathomir to try to stop them. And I don't think it goes well for them.
I think they fail.
I think he whoops their asses. And I love the shot of the U-Wings that are like flying into Dathomir. There are, I think we might have had answered, the big mystery at the end of season 1 is that before Thrawn leaves Peridia, they're loading the Star Destroyer up with a bunch of like luggage.
Mm-hmm.
I am pretty sure they're bodies. Because there's some shots from this trailer that kind of suggest zombie army kind of. They set this up too.
Yeah, there's a little bit of forced necromancy,
right? And I think that's why they probably brought it up in season 1, because they take a few of those stormtroopers, they raise them up and everything. I think all of those containers are coffins that have old Night Sisters in them, and I think they're gonna resurrect all of them, and that's gonna be. This is a good place to notice to get into this. In the original Thrawn series, there is a cloned Jedi called Joruus Cyboth, who is, because he was cloned, insane.
Okay.
Right. The Emperor cloned him and then put him on Wayland to guard his laboratory, right? And he starts thinking, oh, it'd be real nice to get Luke Skywalker under my control and then get his niece and nephew when they're born. And then I will have my own little, right? And Thrawn makes promises to Cyboth about being able to procure Skywalker if you do these things for us, because it turns out Cyboth was really good at forced battle meditation. So he would have, in addition to Thrawn's tactical genius, he would have Cyboth on the Star Destroyer with him, helping coordinate everyone through the Force. And so he was unstoppable, right? And of course, what you would expect would happens, where Sayaboth is, because he's extraordinarily proud and arrogant, and is like, I'm going to rule the galaxy. And at one point was like, I'm not taking orders from you anymore. Like, you take orders from me. And Thrawn's like, oh God. It goes into this whole thing with this series is where we meet Mara Jade, who I know the fan base is. I know George Lucas hates her, and I'm not a huge fan of her either. But I know that a lot of people really like her. And there are these fucking lizards that create a force negating bubble around them. So, like, Thrawn's big idea is, okay, well, Sayaboth's gonna go crazy, so I'm gonna wear this lizard on my back, and like I'll be protected.
Yeah.
So what I think they're doing is they're taking elements of that, where they've taken Jorus Sayaboth, and they've replaced him with the Night Sisters. Okay. So I think the Night Sisters are the force-sensitive entity that he's struck a deal with, like a deal with the devil, to help him invade. And there'll probably be some kind of betrayal there at some point, I assume. And like it's kind of like doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ariana Greenblatt's back as little bitty Ahsoka, so like little baby Ahsoka. Yeah. I assume that they're gonna get more into this, like flashbacks. So in this particular scene, she and Anakin are both wearing
cold
weather gear, which is from like an episode of Clone Wars. And obviously, Ahsoka hasn't just morphed into a child. All of a sudden, these are obviously flashbacks.
Or a force vision again, maybe.
Yeah. So I love this shot. We meet a new guy who I don't think probably lives very long, but we meet a new guy. And does this not look to you? Do you remember the original teaser trailer for The Force Awakens?
Yes.
When we hadn't even seen Kylo Ren yet. He was just, and it was a scene that they cut entirely. It was a little bit that they cut entirely from it didn't even make it into the movie, but it's him stalking through the snow in the woods. That's what this looked like to me. But he's this guy with a new kind of lightsaber. I'm pretty sure he's a Night Brother.
Maybe
he's got the eye paint.
I don't know.
But he doesn't have the horns. I don't know. So this is not a new lightsaber design, by the way. This is from the expanded universe. I did not know this until one of our eagle-eyed Star Wars fans on social media pointed it out. It was like, actually, it's from this comic book. And sure enough, fucking, I don't even, what do you call this weapon?
Saber staff? I don't know.
But it's got a bit in the middle.
Yeah. That's why it's a staff.
I guess it is technically still a staff. Nunchucks?
Staff blade.
I don't know. Do you think you can like twirl that around?
Saber chucks.
Do you imagine that Darth Maul looks at this and gets really jealous? Because you know that one bit in episode 1 where Obi-Wan gets really pissed and he cuts his lightsaber in half? Like, that would not have happened to this guy.
That's true.
But this is a guy that...
I mean, I question the utility of the little tiny saber segment in between the two hands, but
You know what? We all questioned the utility of a crossguard on Kylo's too, and then they lampshaded that in The Last Jedi by having him use it, which I thought was actually really clever. So I guess Anakin and Ahsoka at some point in Ahsoka's life fought this guy before.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, which is the only thing that makes sense to me. We do... Okay. I'm not sure if this is just the face replacement technology that Disney has like been perfecting. This looks like Revenge of the Sith era Hayden Christensen to me. Like, I could not tell the difference, and it's freaking me the fuck out because in season 1,
season 1 looked a little rough.
Yeah, it was great to see Hayden Christensen again. Hayden Christensen has aged pretty well for a man his age. He
has aged.
Yeah, he's aged, and you could kind of tell in some of the scenes with Anakin Skywalker, he looks like a 50-year-old man that had a little bit of face smoothing, right?
Which is fine because that's what he
right.
That's what he is and was.
It's fine. Yeah. And if they have to, it's not as bad as Obi-Wan Kenobi when they're trying to pass him off as 19-year-old Hayden Christensen from like Attack of the Clones, and it looks so bad. I watched this trailer, I don't know, 6 or 7 times, and I was like, they've done it, motherfucker, they've done it. Like that is Hayden Christensen from Episode 3. That's insane. I always put in a good shot of a good fucking lightsaber fight. What was it someone said on social media the other day? I posted something about Star Wars Starfighter, and then someone was like, yeah, someone mentioned something about there being lightsaber duels in this, and it immediately turned me off, and it was like, it's the part that turned me on.
Huh?
That's what I really like about Star Wars is lightsaber fights. Not only are we going to be seeing Hayden Christensen in flashback form, but we're also going to see him in Force Ghost form.
Yeah.
Which, and not as a cameo at the end of the season when Ahsoka looks off wistfully into the horizon and he gives her the nod of approval, you know.
Yeah, he's following her around.
And the recurring thing here is him telling her that it's time for her to be a Jedi, right?
She's like, I left the Jedi a long time ago. He's like, too bad, time to put on your big Jedi pants.
Right. I will submit that I don't think that Ahsoka ever stopped being a Jedi. I think that the Jedi stopped being Jedi, and that's what caused the whole problem, right? And for those of you who don't know, in Clone Wars, Ahsoka was accused of murder. She was framed, framed and accused of murder, and like it got so out of hand, and the Jedi didn't know what end was up because they were so up their own asses, and at the end, she felt so burnt out and betrayed by it that she was like, well, fuck you. Because at the end, they're like she's able to prove her innocence right at the last minute, and the Jedi are like, oh, okay,
cool.
Well, you're cool then. And she's like, no, fuck you guys. No, I'm leaving.
You didn't have my back? Come on.
This is one of the things that put a big wedge between Anakin and the Jedi Council. It's one of the reasons why in Episode 3, when they put him on the Council and don't make him a master, he's already kind of cooking anyway. He's already kind of pissed off.
This is outrageous.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons. Is because he's kind of burned by this Ahsoka thing as well, because he cares about her quite a lot. So, I went on that whole tangent. I cannot remember why, but we're going to see Hayden Christensen in Force Ghost form.
Thrawn.
I think I'm rooting for Thrawn in this show. He is such an unmitigated badass. It's the one thing I always look forward to when I'm watching Ahsoka season 1 is when he finally escapes, because I wanted it so bad for him. Like, you can tell how badly he wants to get out of that place. Yeah. And I'm just like, his mic drop fucking, because he knows that they're chasing him in the ship. He knows they're never going to catch up to him. He knows that he's on his way out. And his like last long live the Empire bitch mic drop. It's so, and the music is really good and everything. It's got that Thrawn like organ theme from Rebels. It's also probably good to point out that Thrawn was never, and this might be a departure from the original Timothy Zahn books as well, in the new canon. Thrawn was never an Imperial loyalist. He was exiled from the Chiss Ascendancy because he wanted to groom the Empire as allies for a war against another foe in the unknown regions, right? And that's, maybe that's still, he might just be like, maybe he's just going for universal domination now. I don't know.
Who knows?
But that was his thing, was that he, the Chiss Ascendancy was his first loyalty. And so it'd be interesting to know if they kind of like throw that in there. Also, that is Lars Mikkelsen, right? No, Mads Mikkelsen is the guy that plays Galen, what's his name in Rogue One? Yeah.
Yes.
You know those guys are brothers, right?
Yes.
Lars Mikkelsen, just with a little bit of blue paint, I love it. Like, inject it straight into my veins. I love this shot of the original Rebels crew, which, well, actually, this is Senator Asshat from Ahsoka season 1. He was the guy in the council where they're like, "Oh, Thrawn's gonna return. We have to go figure it out." And he's like, "No, that would be no." He's also the dad of the main character of Star Wars Resistance.
Huh. Okay.
Which is a lesser known animated Star Wars show. He calls up the whole universe. He like dials the whole universe.
Bitches, the Empire's back.
Yeah, the Empire is back, and I'm in charge of it. He dead names the Rebel Alliance because they're not the Rebel Alliance anymore. They're the New Republic, and he calls them rebels. But this is such a ballsy move where he's like, there is no, "Oh, I'm going to work from the shadows" thing. He calls everyone like in a Skype call and is like, "I'm in charge now. Thank you." I would have loved, by the way. So we know from, what is it, like Mandalorian season 3, I think. I think it was season 3.
Yeah.
We learned about the Shadow Council.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of The Mandalorian Grogu, that guy that he's hunting in the cold open or whatever is one of the guys on that council. It would have been nice to have a little bit of connective tissue between that and Thrawn's return, like they did in season 3 of The Mandalorian, because his right-hand guy in that show is pretty much like, because like Moff Gideon's trying to get his little piece of the galaxy and shit, and he needs he's trying to clone people or whatever the fuck, and Thrawn's right-hand man is like, "Guys, Thrawn is coming back. And when he gets here, that's who we are all going to serve. So, like, you just need to sit tight."
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have a little bit of that in Mandalorian. I'm not mad about it, though. It's okay. Neither should you be. Thrawn just fucking, like a boss, on the throne of or the command chair, I suppose, of his Star Destroyer called the Chimera, was like, I think, a drink. You know what's really going to be missing from this that's in the Timothy Zahn series is his Nogari bodyguard, Rook.
Oh, yeah.
Who can't be in this because he dies in Rebels. They bring him back in Rebels, but then they electrocute him to death. This is, speaking of the Chimera, this is, let me just say that one Imperial Star Destroyer in the hands of Grand Admiral Thrawn is a terrifying prospect. Yeah. So that's all he needs at the beginning. Also, I'm pretty sure he's raiding the shipyards at Corellia as well at the beginning.
Would make sense, yeah.
So I think he's like they make a pit stop at Dathomir. They resurrect all their people. Yeah. They go to Corellia and raid the shipyards, and now Thrawn has more than just one Star Destroyer. This is this is them seeing the Star Destroyers on radar and being like, "Oh shit!
Oh fuck!
Oh god!" Okay, I think that there's an unspoken contract in Star Wars that if you wear these silly hats, that you're about to die.
Yeah,
like if
it's the same as a red shirt on Star Trek.
Well, this is exactly what these guys are wearing when the Darth Vader scene at the end of Rogue One happens. And I would look. All I'm saying is that if I were a part of the New Republic, I would never wear one of those helmets. What's happening here is during the battle, which I think is happening over Corellia, Thrawn has retrofitted the TIE bombers to drop little capsules that dig into the hull, and these like fucking Night Brother guys or Night Sister guys like run out with their bows and arrows and shit, and she takes down like one or two of them, and she gets shot and then explodes into the green like fart gas that. Remember how Marok died? Yes. And this is a shot of Dathomir, I believe, when he arrives. Some more Dathomir. You can't see it because it's really small, but on the left is Enoch, who is Thrawn's like head general guy, the guy with the bronze faceplate. Yeah. And then they've got all the stormtroopers with the red ribbons and shit tied around them, and then they've got a bunch of the witches as well with them. Here's a shot of Ahsoka. Obviously, Ahsoka and Sabine are still on Peridia, in a different galaxy.
It's like, shit, we gotta get back.
Right. And I'm not sure how they get them back, by the way, because
space whales.
It would have to be, right? Yeah. This is a shot of a trio of B-Wings attacking Thrawn's ship. I
cannot imagine that goes well for them.
I think the New Republic's gonna get there, and then they're gonna be like, hit him with all we got. And it's gonna be this really cool like B-wings are like coming in and shit, and they're hitting him with everything they have,
and nothing much happens.
Right, and or Thrawn has a thing that he's worked on already, and then it's one command, and then the battle is won. I picked this shot because it was the New Republic fleet in it. The question here is whether or not. So we know that Mon Mothma demilitarizes the Navy, or not the Navy, the New Republic. And I wonder at what point in that process this has happened, because they obviously still have a standing Navy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I don't know. There's this whole thing happening on Peridia, which we're gonna have to do like a season recap of Ahsoka, because there's a lot there. But pretty much, Ahsoka and Sabine are stuck there. So are Baylan Skull and Shin Hati. And Baylan is looking probably for the Mortis gods from Clone Wars.
Baylan has his own agenda.
Shin got dumped.
Yeah.
He's just like they get there and he's like, I don't want to be friends anymore. I'm gonna go do my own thing.
I got what I wanted. You go have fun.
Yeah. And I believe that Ahsoka and Sabine are going to get wrapped up into this thing that Baylan Skull is doing as well. They opened this door with the Force. It's pretty cool. Some more Anakin Skywalker. I tried. It was a lot of effort not to put in every frame of Anakin in here because it was so much fun. We get kind of our first official look of Rory McCann as Baylan Skull, and it looks pretty badass. Like, he looks really good. I can't imagine he's not going to play him like Ray Stevenson did.
Nobody could.
Yeah. However, I'm pretty optimistic about it. I think he's going to do a great job.
I think he'll be fun.
Yeah. This is Ahsoka and Sabine doing their like Indiana Jones routine. They found something hidden under the dirt, you know.
Then you put the hat on the pedestal and
the little gold. Yeah. You got to get the bag of sand, and you get This is a shot of that space that they're in, and it's illuminated by a bunch of mirrors, and it looks really badass. A shot of Chopper, probably the galaxy's largest war criminal with the highest body count.
Good for him, honestly.
A reunion between Zeb and Ezra, which, if you're fans of Rebels, which I absolutely am, is actually kind of cool to see. This is Ezra in an A-Wing, which he did in Rebels. He liked to fly A-Wings around, So I think this, by the way, this is Thrawn has arrived, and they're going out to meet him, right? I
think this is the snow world again. That was right.
Oh no, that's Anakin. Yeah, that's Anakin Skywalker. Who, this guy that they're fighting, they don't kill immediately. I would kind of imagine Anakin to be like, no, fuck you, and like kill him. Apparently they have a little bit of trouble with him. This is after Ezra's arrival on Dathomir. They're sneaking around. I also think this doesn't go well either. This is really hard to see from our perspective, but this is Ahsoka and Sabine with their wolves that they have.
Okay, sure.
This is Ezra having a little sword fight with Enoch, the guy with the bronze face.
Okay.
He's got like this really badass green sword. Shin Hati's, I think, trying to find her purpose now that Baylan's dumped her, and she, like, her only friends are that Raider clan. That she's like, I'm the boss of you now, and they're like, okay. Hugh Yang doing the fucking General Grievous. Yeah. I would not fuck with this droid. Because this is Shin Hati, I think, who's approached the ship. I think it's her and those Raider guys. I would love to watch him just whoop ass like this. That'd be so much fun.
He's had how many centuries of
25,000 years.
25,000 years.
25,000 years
of training Jedi to use lightsabers.
Yeah. This is more Ezra. More Anakin. The Chimera with the big space ring.
Okay.
The big cock ring for the Star Destroyer. I put this in here because I'm an enormous fan of the Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor games. And this is design language straight from that game.
Yes.
And they must be folding in the Zepho with this as well, because we know that when you're playing the game and you're doing some of the archaeological things, you find a bunch of like characters and writing in that old language that appears in Ahsoka season 1. So like it is connected somehow. We just don't know how yet. And this is like, this literally looks like the little meditation pad you sit on to like upgrade your powers and shit.
Yeah.
Something has kicked my allergies up and I have no idea what it is. I'm pretty sure it's Graham.
Hey.
Some more lightsabers, I think.
More lightsabers, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Yeah.
Cool trailer.
There was yeah. Do you have anything else to say about the Ahsoka trailer, Graham?
I just thought it was really cool how they had that new lightsaber. I just thought it was really cool, and Darth Maul would definitely be.
We need a name for it. It can't
Saber staff.
It can't be a saber staff. That's too easy. Like I would call Darth Maul's lightsaber in episode 1 a saber staff.
Quadruple bladed saber.
A tri-blade?
We'll work on it.
Yeah, we'll have the scientists here at Jedi Enclave Laboratories work on it.
And there was this really funny comment on one of the YouTube videos for the trailer. It said Anakin spent more time with Ahsoka than his kids.
Oh.
I mean, probably true.
No, that's also fair. I mean, he would have been pretty...
It's a good thing for everyone involved that he spent more time with Ahsoka than with his kids, honestly.
Yeah. There were some brief glimpses into the Star Wars Starfighter thing happening. What were some of the things that we learned about this? Hold on just a second.
Oh, there it is.
So this is just like secondhand accounts coming from people who were eyewitnesses there.
Because yet again, Disney will sick their legal ninjas on anyone who dares bring a camera anywhere near D23.
Some of the footage made it online, and I don't know what power Disney has, but they were able to scrub the whole internet. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
So the Forgotten Imperial fighter. So there's an Imperial fighter that is like the center point of this footage.
Okay.
The craft sounds like an experimental prototype rather than ordinary TIE fighter, but its class hasn't been confirmed. We know that Cade, who is Ryan Gosling's character, is an exiled, disgraced reject, probably, and the young boy, who is, I think, his nephew, are involved somehow. I know this is all really like exact, specific things we've discovered about Starfighter, but until they actually release the footage, there's nothing we can really say about it too much. So there's a ship. There's a real fucking cool ship.
Yes.
And
they hop in and fly away because the nephew has to go somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, you know what the funniest thing that I did not have on my bingo card this year?
What's that?
Okay, you know how Disney takes these beloved animated films and they make soulless live action remakes? Yes. I did not realize they were going to take a beloved live action show and make a soulless animated remake of it.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
It's not soulless. That's unfair, because this probably will be really funny and fun to watch. But they are redoing, I guess, the broad strokes of the Mandalorian seasons 1 through 3, I assume.
Okay.
In Lego. And did you see the trailer?
No.
It's more or less Pelimoto telling the story of the Mandalorian, and they do it with Legos. And there's this funny bit here with Luke Skywalker when he does the big rescue, and he pulls his hat back, and he's like, "I'm Luke Skywalker," and they're like, "Who's that?" And he's like, "You're supposed to know who I am."
It gives like clues.
It looks like fun. It'll you know what? It'll hold us over probably until Ahsoka gets here. We'll watch it. It'll be fine. We have an official update from either Dave Filoni or Favreau about the hunt for Ben Solo, which is that it's dead and it's not happening, which is what I would have expected. Yeah. Star Wars Zero Comedy had a
final trailer,
a story trailer, that comes out in a week, I believe.
Week and a half or something.
Yeah, we'll be streaming it here. We did get an announcement. Now let's get into some non-Star Wars things. We got an announcement for the X-Men cast.
Yes.
Marvel's X-Men. which is opening May 5th, 2028 with
Oh god, that's so long away.
Yeah, with Jake Schreier directing. Sadie Sink is going to play Jean Grey, who we already know from Spider-Man. Kit Connor has been cast as Cyclops, which is kind of a big deal. He's having a moment right now. Kit Connor became famous through the gay show on Netflix called Heartstopper.
Okay.
He and Joe Locke, who are now both MCU alums as well.
Okay, sure.
I'm glad he's having a moment and that he wasn't typecast into gay roles. This doesn't matter too much to this, but he likes to be a private person, but he was outed as bisexual, and he was like, not that it's any of your guys' business, but and I'm just glad I've seen him in a variety of different projects, and I'm glad he wasn't like pigeonholed in, because he is amazing in Heartstopper. He and Joe Locke are both fabulous in that show, and I'm glad to see both of them getting work.
Okay. Yeah.
Christopher Abbott will be Professor X. I guess Indy Navarrete is going to play Rogue. Maya Boyd will be Storm. Samara Weaving as Emily Frost. And then Adam Driver will be playing Nathaniel Milbury, better known as Mr. Sinister. So, yeah, cool cast. We're not going to see it for a while. I mean, we'll probably see it before fucking House of the Dragon comes out. But
that's true.
We got a trailer for Vision Quest.
Oh yeah.
Which looks I love James Spader, so the fact that he's in this is really cool. We're not going to go frame for frame on this because it's like we took a long time talking about Ahsoka, but
essentially Vision has this house with a bunch of robots.
A mind palace.
Yeah. And he's got a bunch of robot buddies, and then Ultron shows up and is like, "Hey, I'm going to live in your mind palace now."
He has all these friends who are human embodiments of all the AIs that he's kind of based on. Okay. So it's Jarvis and Friday and Edith and Dummy, the mechanical arm thing. So they all have human avatars, and then Ultron has a human avatar. The thing that I'm really excited about this is that they've cast Rory Malika as Tommy Shepard, who is Billy Kaplan's brother, who at the end of Agatha All Along, they
go off looking for Tommy,
and this is where he is. So
in Vision's mind palace.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about that because that was the most compelling part of Agatha All Along for me, and I really, my soul needs for Joe Locke's Billy Kaplan and his brother to reunite because it was a cool part of that story. So also I'm pretty sure both of them will be in Secret Wars maybe as well. I have no idea how this connects. Yeah, I don't know.
Possibly.
Oh man, the Doomsday trailer was really neat. Look, this thing could be a mess. I have no idea. I can tell you like first impressions, everything looks really cool and like it seems like kind of insane and crazy. But we get a little bit this is kind of a Doctor Doom centered like special look or whatever. And Sue Storm kind of like not Sue Storm, Fantastic Four Sue.
Reed Richards?
No, his wife.
Sue Storm.
Is her last name really Storm?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, apparently I did.
Sure.
Tell us in the comments. So I guess the big reveal here is that they knew Robert Downey Jr.'s Victor Von Doom.
I mean, that's common. The Fantastic Four and Doom have backstory in basically every incarnation.
Right. I don't think that anyone realized that they knew the Robert Downey Jr. version, that he comes from that universe. So that's kind of cool. I thought this was Ian McKellen in a Jedi costume until I realized it's his arm in a sling.
Yeah.
Because it looks like he's got a Jedi robe and like a tunic on, right? Yeah. I was a early 2000s X-Men fan on a very very casual level.
Sure.
Right.
That's fair.
But seeing Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart and shit, there's something really nostalgic about it that I really love.
They're really good actors, and they gave a great deal of gravitas to what are support what would otherwise be these
a dumb comic book movie. Yeah.
Ridiculous characters in a dumb comic book movie.
Yeah, 2 world-class Shakespearean level actors. Yeah, you're right. I hope they finally get together.
Who are also real good friends, and they're able to parlay that chemistry into on screen where they're these old friends.
Yeah, I hope this is the project, by the way, where we finally see Siri McKellen and Patrick Stewart's versions.
Full on tongue kiss.
Yes, I want it. I didn't know I wanted it, but I want it. Channing Tatum's
Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit's in it. We get more looks at Steve Rogers. There's this like recurring theme about Doom telling them that they all live stolen lives, and I think that is to mean that like Steve Rogers and Peggy was never meant to happen, and if it weren't for his time travel shenanigans in Endgame, it wouldn't have happened, right?
Or else that they were supposed to all die fighting Thanos or something.
Yeah. Here's Robert Downey Jr. and his mask. We learn that his everything he cared about he lost, and there's a little bit of artwork on the wall to drive that home.
Because Doom is the king of his own country, so he can just commission art like this.
Yeah. So this is Shang-Chi. Sorry, I don't know her name, but Black Panther's sister, Shuri.
Shuri.
And then M'Baku's in the back there, I think. Over on the left is Discount Timu, Captain America. And I can't remember who that is on the right. I can't see it.
I can't see it either.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
And Thor, who, like, this is the second scene I've seen him in where he's just a depressed mess. Kind of like in the first like few minutes of Endgame, he gets really depressed about not killing Thanos when Captain America shows up, and she's like, "What the fuck's wrong with him?" And he's like over there like stuffing carbs into his mouth and like stress eating. This is a shot of Manhattan. I think like ruined Manhattan because there's Central Park in the middle. Give me Pedro Pascal any fucking day.
Always.
But there seems to have been something that Doom has done where he's like, hey, is this what you did?
What the fuck did you do? Did you blow up Manhattan?
He's like, yes. This is Cassie and Ant-Man. Yeah, Scott. This is Joseph Quinn's Human Torch from Fantastic Four. Johnny Storm. He's gorgeous, by the way. Oh my god, he is so hot. With the new kid, Bruce. That doesn't sound right.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
The baby they have in Fantastic Four. Yeah. Something is about to happen. He's holding on to him like he's trying to protect him. Maybe they're getting sucked into Secret War. I don't know. I don't know anything about the story of this. Sir Patrick Stewart, of course. And then with his Magneto helmet on, and we get a shot of Steve Rogers with his baby, and then this is Love from Love and Thunder, that girl that he adopts at the end. He kills her dad, and he's like, "You belong to me now."
She's like, "Okay."
Yeah. Loki. Obviously, I imagine the God of Stories would probably be pretty heavily involved in what's going on here. That's Shuri again, I think. Yeah. Namor was the guy on the other side. Yeah. James Marsden, Cyclops, is back.
This probably is for the last time if they've got a new actor for Cyclops.
Right, yeah. This is the bridge of a ship. I'm not really sure what it is, but this is more Pedro Pascal yelling at someone. Which, by the way, I love anything he does.
And then Thor going after Doom, which does not go very well.
This is a more expanded look at the one that we got before, where he says something to the effect of, "I'm
gonna fucking kill you."
Yeah, but it's you'll beg for hell far before I grant it, and then he goes for the head, like he learned
character growth.
But it doesn't matter
because Doom just holds up a finger and is like, "No."
Yeah. And then he gets his ass whooped. Yeah. And then he raises up a bunch of fucking Sentinels from X-Men, and he's like, have fun with these. Yeah. And then, So we'll be getting this this year in December. Of course, we'll be watching it and giving you our review and recap and everything. All right, let's take what do we got? Like 10 minutes to talk about Lanterns?
Sure.
What did you think? Spoiler free first, and then we'll get into spoilers.
I think they're doing. I don't know if this is planned to continue throughout the entire season, but they're doing something cool with like 3 separate areas of the timeline. So like they open in like 1996, and then they go to 2016, and then at the very end of this first episode, they have a shot in 2026.
Yeah, so it's like 10 year.
Yeah. So you have these 20 and then 10. But you have these 3 storylines sort of progressing in parallel, and that's always a fun storytelling technique, because like the things you learn in one timeline inform the way you perceive things in the others.
Yeah. Okay, we're getting into spoilers. There is some DNA in this show that is directly connected to Damon Lindelof's Watchmen, True Detective.
Yeah.
What was the other one I was thinking of? The Penguin, a little bit. How like in that Penguin was an HBO show that I don't think anyone realized was actually going to be really good.
Yeah.
And Damon Lindelof wrote this, so it leaves you in the first episode, like most of the first episodes of the shows he writes, with a what the fuck?
Yeah.
Right. Which is that spoilers. Hal Jordan is dead.
Yes. In 2026, Hal Jordan is dead.
And there's this great mystery they set up about how he's just kind of like, a drunken ruffian, like,
who somehow became a space cop.
Right. And he gets a cryptic message from a hologram of himself one day.
And just fucking zooms off to rural Nebraska.
Which, by the way, I love that. Like, he goes to Nebraska, and then his trainee,
John Stewart.
Yeah, John Stewart
has to get a plane and rent a car to follow.
Yeah,
him.
he like has to fly coach. It's really funny. But he has this alert set up for if aliens ever come to this spot in Nebraska, and it's really fucking weird. And he dies in the same place where he is sitting 20 years earlier.
He's discovered there.
Yeah. I assume he died there. I don't know. It's I don't know. He
has a bullet hole in his head, and it makes me
did it look like a bullet hole to you? Because I saw people saying it was a bullet hole. It looked like he just might have got hit in the head, but it probably is. Yeah. The big reveal also being is his ring is missing. Yes. He doesn't have his ring. I fucking loved this interrogation scene, by the way, because they get the guy he's pretty sure is an alien, and he's very studied on the story he's supposed to be, right? So like
Hal Jordan goes in there. He's like, "So you're at this high school football game?" The guy's like, "Yeah, I love football." He's like, "Okay, well, his first year Nebraska win their first national championship." The guy rattles off the year. It's like, "Okay, who is Nebraska's Heisman winner?" And he rattles that name off. He's like, "Okay, what do you think about Barack Obama?"
This was so funny.
He's the president of the United States.
He's
and Hal Jordan is like, "Really?
Yeah.
As a white rural Nebraskan in 2016, that is your opinion of Barack Obama."
That's the extent of your opinion of him. You don't think he was born in Kenya, maybe? I like how he pegs this guy as an alien because he's a white dude from Nebraska who doesn't hate Barack Obama. It is the funniest shit in the world.
He already had him pegged as an alien because he was the one dude at the shooting who didn't seem to know anybody, who took off his sweatshirt and was just wearing a t-shirt on a cold, autumn night.
Yeah, who didn't run, and I liked that reveal, by the way, that Hal's like, I actually pegged him when. Because like John Stewart shows up and he's really perceptive and he's like, "Oh, and this guy over here is like acting." He's like, "I know, I've been watching him since I got here." My favorite part of this episode is where he asks him, "What school does Harry Potter go to?"
Yeah.
And the guy has no idea. And after he's outed him as an alien, he presses up against the glass in this brilliant shot, by the way, because you see, even though 2 of the characters are on the other side of the glass, you see everyone's face. Yep. And he screams, "Harry Potter went to Hogwarts, you ignorant alien fuck." It is the funniest shit in the world. It's so great. Also, John Stewart fucks this guy's wife.
Yeah.
In one part. That's really funny.
I love how they set this up because they're in a bar. The local police aren't letting.
I love this plan he has. Yeah.
Aren't letting him interrogate the alien. So Hal Jordan's plan is to go to this bar, play the same song on the jukebox like 9 times so that someone gets pissed off and fights him so that he goes to jail so that he can interrogate the alien.
Right. I love this, by the way, this bit where like he takes like 3 shots. And he turns around and he realizes that the guy that he's managed to piss off is like way bigger than him, and so he takes the 4th shot.
He's like, okay, look, it might look like they're hitting me really hard, but I need you to not step in. Jon Stewart's like, don't worry, I wasn't planning on anyway.
I bought my popcorn. Go for it.
And then while they're fighting in the background, he's talking with this guy's wife, and at the end of it, she's like, you want to follow me out to my truck? And the next scene is them fucking right in the truck.
I also love the reveal that he gets sent to jail, but they put him in a broom closet so he can't talk to the other guy. This show so far. There's only been 1 episode. It is well written and it's a lot of fun.
The other thing I really like is like, so Hal Jordan, like this mysterious lawyer walks into Hal Jordan's arraignment and agrees to represent him. Yeah. And Hal's like, okay, what's the price? And the lawyer's like, well, my dad wanted you to come out and have supper with him.
Have ribs, yeah.
So they go out to this address, and it's this giant fucking ranch with this militia just training on site. So, obviously...
Nebraska shit.
Yeah, Hal and John are like, okay, this guy's obviously a separatist or something. So they go into the kitchen and talk to this guy. And they're like, what the fuck's up with that militia thing? Like, you think I hate the government or something? No, I'm just training these guys so that when the aliens invade, we can shoot back.
Yeah. Which fair. Also, I love
in a universe where aliens exist because one of them made one of your guys a space cop.
I'd probably keep some guns around.
It's a little rational,
right? Yeah. I do love the reveal. This guy, like he lets Jon Stewart know that he knows that he fucked his wife,
and doesn't like eating off another man's grill.
Right,
huh?
And he doesn't. I think that must have been set up, by the way. Like they engineered it so that she could like get close to him or something. I'm hooked on this after 1 episode. I'm excited to see where the story goes. We will be talking about it. I didn't know this show. I think I vaguely remember a trailer a couple months ago that we talked about.
I don't even remember that.
I didn't know that it had dropped on HBO until like 12 hours after it dropped, and I was like, okay, I'll check it out. I'm glad I did. This is a lot of fun. Yeah. So. That is the end of our show today. We'll be back not next week, the following week, unless there's some other big fucking Star Wars trailer between now and 2 weeks from now.
Always a danger.
Yeah. So thank you so much for the comments, even the ones that are just people randomly putting random pop culture facts in our... The movie JFK was released this day in 1991. John Williams wrote the film score for JFK, by the way.
Cool. Anyway, I think we should get out of here.
That's crazy. Anyway, yeah. So thanks so much for joining us. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials, and we'll see you the next time we